Hello all, welcome to 100 Days Answer Writing Challenge. So we have completed the warm-up sessions. If you haven't watched, please go and watch the warm-up session where I have explained how to understand a question, how to write an introduction, how to write effective conclusion. That will be very useful for this 100 Days Answer Writing program. So how to participate in this program, everything I have explained in the initial video in the playlist. So go and check the playlist. The first video and the second video, the FAQ on this 100 Days Answer Writing program. Please watch it, you will know how to participate. This initiative is open to all. Every UPSC aspirant can participate in this 100 Days Answer Writing program. Right? So today will be the day 1. So what I will be doing, I am going to show you a question. What do you mean by MSP? How will MSP rescue the farmers from low income trap? This is a question for day 1. Now, I am not going to explain the answer for this. I am going to explain the topic. That is, let me explain the topic. What is this MSP? So, I will explain what is MSP, what are the advantages, disadvantages, how to overcome the issues. All those holistically I will explain. Now, listen to the explanation. Now, as per the demand of the question, you have to write the answer and submit the answer to answerssca@gmail.com. So, every day I will be publishing this video at 9 p.m. and you have to submit the answer before 9 a.m. of the next day. So, today is Monday 9 p.m. I am uploading the daily answer writing 1. Now, before 9 a.m. of Tuesday, you have to submit the answers. You have to send your answers in PDF format to answerssca@gmail.com. Kindly submit it here. So, next day, Tuesday at 9 p.m., I will be coming up with daily answer writing day 2, right? In that video, I will first explain how to write the answer for the question given. I'll explain that. Okay. Number 2, I will be evaluating the top answer live. The best answer I will evaluate live. Similarly, I will tell you what are all the mistakes which people have done, the common mistakes which people have done. I will be sharing it there. So in this window, in this 12 hours window, okay, from all the answers submitted, we will go through. So myself, my team, we will go through quickly. We will scan through all the questions, all the answers, from which we will identify top 20, and we will be evaluating the top 20 students individually. We will evaluate. We will give good feedback for all these 20 candidates. And the top 20 papers along with the toppers papers, everything will be available in our Telegram channel. I will also give you model answer for the day 1. I'll give you model answer. Everything will be available in our Telegram channel. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please go and subscribe our Telegram channel as well. So this is the routine. So every day between Monday to Friday, this program will be available between Monday to Friday. So at 9 p.m. I will be uploading a video where I will be discussing a topic, and the topic will be based on a previous year question theme only. So after the discussion, you will get a clarity on the topic. You are going to write the answer and you are going to submit it. I'll give you 12 hours window. That is not here. Here we have 12 hours window. That is from Monday 9 p.m. till Tuesday 9 a.m. In the 12 hours window, you are going to submit the answer. Right? Then what we will do, we will be going through your answers. We will find out the top 20 answers. We will find out, we will evaluate. The topmost answer, I will personally evaluate live. So everyone will know what is the demand, how the topper has answered, everything. And also I will explain the common mistakes, and model answer also I will be giving it. And in our Telegram channel, we will share all the top 20 answers. Okay, so you can go through the 20 answers to know how you have performed and try to compete. This is like competition. Okay, try to compete and try to come in the top 1, top 20. I wish I am myself and my team are able to evaluate all the answers, but given the current resource constraint, we have decided to do for the top 20. Going forward, we will try to expand based on all your support. Right? Share this initiative with all your UPSC circle, because more the competition, more the spirit, more the motivation for us as well as for you all. Right, this program is also available in Tamil. I'll be doing it in Tamil as well. So in our Tamil channel, if you want to watch, you can watch in the, to see in Tamil, you can subscribe to our Tamil channel and you can watch it there as well. Before going into the session, a small update on the batch 2 of 365 cross 365. It is an exclusive current affairs program for both prelims as well as mains. Every week you will be having a prelims test as well as mains test, and I will be giving you a personalized feedback for all your mains answers. This program also includes personalized mentorship. After every class, you will be having a live doubt clearing session. To know more about 365 cross 365 batch 2, you can click the link given in the description. Right. So now let me explain about minimum support price, because that is the theme of this question. MSP, very simple but very important. GS3, entire agriculture has connection with this MSP topic. Let's create a situation. Guna, a farmer. Guna is a farmer. Guna is producing rice. Now Guna is having two options. Guna can either sell this rice to private player or government. Both are willing to purchase. But if government purchases, on behalf of government, it is the Food Corporation of India, they will be procuring. They will procure the rice from the farmers. At what price Food Corporation of India will procure? Only government will decide. Okay, at what price they will procure. For example, the Food Corporation of India decides that we will procure for 30 rupees per kg. Now farmer will see. Okay, private, at what price you are willing to buy? Private says, I am willing to buy for 35 rupees per kg. Government, at what price you are willing to buy? 30 rupees per kg. Now farmer is getting better choice in private, so farmer is going to sell it for private player. Or in case, if the private is going to tell that we are willing to procure for 25 rupees per kg, then what the farmer will do? The farmer will say, government only is giving 30 rupees per kg. Why I have to sell it to you? So the farmer will go and sell it to the Food Corporation of India. That's all. The price at which government procures the food grains from the farmers, that is called as MSP. The price at which the farmers the price at which the government procures the food grains from the farmers, that is called as MSP. Right? See, what we have to know here, this MSP support is not available for all the crops. This MSP support is available only for 22 notified crops. So this MSP support is not available for everything. If you are growing brinjal, if you are growing tomato, for brinjal tomato until MSP is not available. MSP is available only for 22 notified crops. Right? That includes around 14 kharif crops, 7 rabi crops and 2 commercial crops. This includes cereals, pulses, oil seeds, all those things. So 22 crops. The focus is only on 22 crops. For sugarcane, for sugarcane procurement, we have a different concept called as fair and remunerative prices. We'll discuss about that in some other session. Alright? So you are clear. MSP is the price at which the government procures the food grains from the farmers. Okay, this MSP will be announced. This pricing will be announced at the beginning of the sowing season. Okay, Kharif season at the beginning, May month, at the beginning of the sowing season or before the sowing season, the amount will be announced. Okay, for rice, we will procure for 30 rupees per kg. For groundnut, we will procure it for 25 rupees per kg. Like that, they will announce it during the beginning of the sowing season. Now, who will announce it, sir? It is the Commission for Agricultural Costs and Prices, which comes under Ministry of Agriculture and Family Welfare. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Okay, so Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. The CACP, Commission on Agricultural Costs and Prices, which comes under Ministry of Agriculture, they will recommend So they will recommend, okay, we can go for 30 rupees per kg. And the final approval will be provided by Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. This Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs is headed by Prime Minister himself. So the CCEA will be giving the final approval. So CACP under Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, they will be recommending the amount. The final approval will come from Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. The CACP, while recommending this amount, while calculating this amount, the CACP will take into account of all the input cost, all the unpaid family labor. Okay, that means to produce rice, what all the input is required, water is required, fertilizer required, pesticides required, all the input costs CACP will consider. Similarly, unpaid family labor, that means in my farmland, Guna will also work. Some agricultural laborers also will come and work, but Guna also will come and work. So for Guna there is no compensation, right? Let's say Guna works, Guna's parents are working, Guna's wife is working, Guna's children are working, assume. For that, there is no compensation, only for agricultural laborers. So Guna is a farmer, I am growing rice, I bring in agricultural laborers, along with them I also work, my family members are working. But for myself and my family members, there is no compensation. For agricultural laborers, there is compensation, right? So that amount also will be considered by CACP. That is called as unpaid family labor. So CACP, they use a formula called as A2 plus FL. Here A2 refers to input cost, FL refers to unpaid family labor. It refers to the unpaid family labor. So usually the CACP, while recommending the amount, they will use this A2 plus FL formula. So let's assume A2 plus FL, the cost is 20 rupees. When MSP is announced, it will be usually 1.5 times of A2 plus FL. So A2 plus FL, that is the input cost. Input cost is 15 rupees to produce 1 kg rice. Unpaid family labor, let's say 5 rupees. So it comes to 20 rupees, right? Now 1.5 times of A2 plus FL means it becomes 30 rupees. So CACP, using this A2 plus FL formula, they will be coming up with recommendation. Now all these are basics of MSP. Okay, MSP, it is a price at which government procures the food grains from the farmers. The price will be announced before the sowing season or in the beginning of the sowing season. The price will be recommended by CACP. Final approval will be given by Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. CACP, while fixing the price or recommending the price, they will take into account of the input cost, that is called as A2, and unpaid family labor, that is called as FL. So while recommending 1.5 times of A2 plus FL is the convention. That is the convention. Accordingly, MSP will be announced. And you have to remember, MSP is not backed by any law. There is no law which is backing MSP. It is just the government's decision. If government tomorrow says no for MSP, MSP is gone. And MSP is available only for 22 notified crops. These are the basic content of MSP. Now, we will understand the advantages. What are the advantages for this MSP? See, number one, think of from the farmer's point of view. Now, this MSP is giving bargaining power to the farmers, right? So, a farmer can sell the farm produce either to government or the farmer can sell it to the private players. Now, assume government says, I will buy for 30 rupees per kg. If private player says, I will buy for 20 rupees per kg, what the farmer will say? Government only gives it for 30 rupees per kg, you are asking 20 rupees, I am not going to sell it to you. If you are going to give me more, I will consider you. So the private players, what they will do, they will say, okay, finally, we will buy it for 32 per kg. Is that okay? Then the farmer will see, okay, government gives for 30, private gives for 32, I will sell for private player. So this improves the bargaining power for the farmers. Now imagine if there is no MSP concept, the private will say 20 rupees per kg. Now without MSP, the farmers' bargaining power will be lost. Because see, in India, almost 80+% of farmers, they come under small and marginal category who hold an operational land holding of less than 2 hectares. So too many small farmers, they don't have a proper cooperation among themselves, they don't have a proper nexus among themselves, they can be exploited, they can be cheated, the private players, the middlemen can cheat the farmers. But now this MSP is giving that bargaining power for the farmers, so the farmers' returns for they produce will be better. Number two, there is an assured buyer. So even if the private player is not buying, there is an assured buyer government. So the farmers can take the rice or wheat, give it to the government is going to buy. That is a good point, right? Farmers' interest is protected. There is an assured buyer, there is a better bargaining power. So what the farmers will do? The farmers will confidently invest and they will try to increase their production. They will confidently invest, they will try to improve their production, returns will increase. Number four, this MSP is announced even before the sowing season, right? Or at the beginning of sowing season, either before or at the beginning of sowing season, the MSP is announced. So now the farmers can take an informed decision. If I am the farmer, I will look at the MSP. For rice, how much? 30 rupees. Okay. For mustard, how much? 28 rupees. Okay. For pulses variety, urud dal, for example, 18 rupees. So I will find out, okay, if I grow rice, I will get 30. If I go pulses, I will get 18. Rice means this much input cost. Pulses means low input cost. Rice means more water. Pulses means less water. What is my agro-based climatic condition? Which is suitable for me? Like that, the farmer can choose the right crop according to the availability in his farm or in her farm. Accordingly, decision can be taken. Informed decision can be taken. For example, Guna, I am from Vidarbha region, right? Okay, for me, let's say coarse grains or pulses that can be more suitable. For pulses, I am getting 18 rupees or 20 rupees. I will consider going for pulses because good returns. So I will choose a crop as per my needs, as per my situation, and that is going to improve my profitability. So I can choose a profit making crop, right? And number five, from the government point of view, to implement National Food Security Act, this MSP is helping a lot. Under the National Food Security Act, almost 66.66% of total population in our country, they are given food grains at an affordable price. Rice is given at 3 rupees per kg. Wheat is given at 2 rupees per kg. Coarse grains is given at 1 rupee per kg for 66.66% population. Okay, now it has been made free since COVID. This has been made free temporarily. The point is, for this much population, food grains has to be given. Yes or no? This much population we have to give food grains. Per person, 5 kg of food grains is given under NFSA Act. From where government will get this food grains? It is the Food Corporation of India. Under the MSP, they will procure from the farmers, and that becomes the stock, that becomes the operational stock, and that stock is distributed to the consumers, to the fair price shop. So this becomes very, very, very important tool for government as well. Now, what are the disadvantages? What are the disadvantages? See, number one, see, assume you are a farmer, okay. So for rice, there is 30 rupees per kg. For, let us say, for pulses, if it is 15 rupees per kg, then many farmers, they might go for growing rice instead of pulses because more profit. So many farmers, when they go for growing rice, the cropping pattern will change. What is the consequence? When more people are growing rice, because rice more returns, wheat more returns, because MSP is given more for rice and wheat. For pulses, returns are less. In such situation, the cropping pattern will change. The cropping pattern changes, the consequence is, so for some food grains, for some grains you will have surplus production. Others, you will have deficit production. When there is surplus for some, for rice, wheat surplus, pulses, oil seeds deficit. If there is deficit, we have to import. Our import cost is going to increase. Surplus means the burden will fall on the government. How much private will absorb? Beyond the need, beyond the demand, if surplus is produced, everything private cannot purchase, right? So there will be more burden on the Guna as a farmer. I have produced more rice. Private is not buying. What will I do? I will give it to government under MSP. So this is going to add burden. It is going to add burden on the government to procure more. Yes or no? In 2014 and 15, under MSP procurement alone, government spent close to 1 lakh crore. But today the government is spending almost 3 lakh, more than 3 lakh crores. So look at the consequence. When there's a change in the cropping pattern, some grains will be produced in surplus, others will be deficit, others deficit. To meet the deficit, you have to increase the imports. And you know what is the consequence of imports? Higher the imports, rupee value will be affected, our current account deficit will be widened. That can have an impact on the balance of payment. Yes or no? All these, our forex will be affected. All these are the consequences. Change in cropping pattern. Not just that. Now, some crops, mostly it is rice, mostly it is wheat. Now, these crops are highly water guzzling crops, highly water consuming crops. Rice, to produce 1 kg of rice, you need to spend almost 5,000 liters to 10,000 liters depending upon the region where you grow. Highly water guzzling crop. Already India is facing huge water scarcity. 18% of global population is in India, but only we have 4% of the freshwater resources. We have only 4% of freshwater resources. 25% of global groundwater is extracted by India only, and mainly they are extracting for doing agriculture. There's huge water scarcity in India. According to Niti Aayog index, this composite water management index, almost 60 crore people in India are suffering from water stress. In this situation, because of this MSP bias, when more rice is grown, more water guzzling crops, so more water stress, more water scarcity, consequences. And the crops like rice, wheat, it is consuming a lot of fertilizer, a lot of pesticides, and that is going to have consequence that more input cost will increase and more chemicals we are going to add in the soil, and that is going to result in soil pollution, water pollution, and many fertilizers, let's say urea, which has ammonia, it will get evaporated, air pollution. So environment will be degraded. Right? Not just that. See, when there is a change in cropping pattern, between the states, there can be water dispute. Now think of two states. There is a river which is going through these two states. Upper riparian state, lower riparian state. If the state in the upper side, when their cropping pattern is getting changed, everyone is growing rice. Once they were growing coarse grains, once they were growing pulses, water consumption was less. Millets and all, to grow, for 1 kg millets you need only 600 liters of water. So when you are going to grow rice, the consumption of water is going to increase. So what happens? The upper riparian state, they will construct a dam. They will ensure that they are using all the water. The lower riparian rate will not be receiving sufficient water. This can even create water tension between the states. Right? And also, this is creating a lot of market distortion. Because the government is procuring it for a cheaper price. The government is procuring huge amount of grains for a particular price, not cheaper price, for a particular price. When government is intervening, the private cannot compete with government. Okay, farmers' interest is important, but think about the market distortion. Since the government is fixing the MSP as 30 rupees, 40 rupees, the private players, they should also fix it at a higher price. So it is distorting the market. The private players are not so happy with the MSP. Think about the global scenario. The developed countries, they are not happy with India's such MSP policies. In WTO, in the World Trade Organization, the developed countries are asking the developing countries to rationalize or to reduce, to stop these subsidies. Right? So because of market distortion, not just the domestic private players, the international private players are also getting affected. In WTO, this is a very big discussion going on, that the developing countries should stop these kind of market distorting subsidies. So all these put some external diplomatic pressure on India, right? All these are disadvantages. There are many more. You can write, you can expand your notes. Okay, these are disadvantages. So what is the solution, sir? What can we do, sir? Number one, first of all, we have to ensure, and one more negative we can say, this MSP is available only for 22 crops. In this 22 crops also, only 5 to 6 crops, the actual procurement happens. Other crops, the government is not so motivated to procure. It is said that only 6% of the total agricultural output is being procured under MSP, the remaining 94% is left. And 6% is also largely rice, wheat. Okay, so MSP support is given only for limited crops, that is also seen as a disadvantage. So solution, intercrop price parity. Intercrop price parity, that is the solution. Between the crops, whether you grow rice, whether you grow wheat, whether you grow pulses, whether you grow oil seeds, whatever may be the crops you grow, if the profit is going to be the same, then farmers will not change their crop. Only when for rice there is more returns, only when for wheat there is more returns, the farmers growing pulses will go for rice, the farmers growing oil seeds will go for wheat. Yes or no? But if there is a parity for all the crops, irrespective of the crop you grow, the returns are going to be the same. That means the farmers will consider the crop which is actually suiting their needs, their availability, resource availability. Likewise, this MSP need not be uniform. Depending upon the region, there can be some differential MSP for different regions. For example, in the water surplus region, under MSP, let government procure rice. In water deficit region, let MSP procurement be only for pulses or the millets. So like that, differential MSP, we can go for a differential MSP. Right? Similarly, leaving MSP, see, ultimate objective of MSP is to protect the interest of the farmers. So there is an idea here. Let the farmer sell the crops to private players only. Let's assume the private is buying it for 25 rupees per kg. Okay, that government under MSP, they are fixing 30 rupees per kg. Let's assume a situation. For rice, government says MSP is 30 rupees per kg. Private player says 25 rupees per kg. Now, let the farmer sell it to private player only. Government says 30, private says 25. Now, what is the loss for the farmer? It is going to be 5 rupees. Let the farmer sell to private player only. Let the government compensate only the loss. Let the government compensate only the loss. So this way, the government's burden will come down, right? Instead of government buying it for 30 rupees per kg, government is going to spend only 5 rupees. So market distortion will not happen. Private players are happy. They are buying for 25 rupees. Farmers will be happy because they are going to get ultimate 25 rupees from private, 5 rupees from the government. They are going to get the profit. Right? So farmers are happy, market distortion is not created, and government, instead of buying it for 30 rupees per kg, they can spend only 5 rupees. Their burden, fiscal burden can also be reduced. So in 2018, government came with a scheme called as Pradhan Mantri Annadatta Ayush Rakshan Yojana, PM Asha. Under the scheme, there is a component called as Price Deficient Payment Scheme, PDPS scheme. Under the scheme, government wanted to institutionalize this idea, but however, it is not being effectively implemented. So government can consider this PDPS to be slightly modified and effectively implemented. Right? Apart from that, when it comes to WTO negotiation and all, government should give priority only to the interest of farmers. The developed countries will be saying like this. But government of India, agriculture is very sensitive. They have to focus, they have to take a side towards the farmers' welfare only. So government of India, through their diplomatic intervention, they should represent themselves as the leader of the global south, and they have to negotiate in such a way to protect the interest of the farmers, no other go. So all these can be some solutions or way forward for this topic. So I hope now you got a clarity on this MSP. What is MSP? What are the merits? What are the demerits? What are the solutions to overcome this problem? Now you got the content. Now read the question 2 times, 3 times. Understand the exact demand of the question. It is a 10 marker question. You cannot write more than 150 words. Being the first day, I am spending a lot of time in explaining the concept. Going forward, I'll be a little more faster in covering the content. Okay, so you have to cope up. Only then we can, because this is not just about learning content. Content is one thing. I want to teach you on how to improve the answer writing. So there also we have to spend time. Anyhow, so read the question several times, understand the demand. Please go through the warm-up sessions if you haven't watched, and give a good introduction, give a good conclusion, give good subheadings, give good points. Submit the answer before 9 a.m. and the most important is, once after submitting the answer, in the YouTube channel, in the comment section, kindly mention your name and tell that you have submitted. For example, Guna submitted at 10 p.m. This is very, very important. The comment section, please give this, because with this only we can cross verify, we can download those copies who are submitting before 9 a.m. of next day. Right? Right, friends, I hope the content was useful. I hope the initiative will be useful to you. I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye. Take care from Guna Mathivanan.